Good evening, my dear ladies and gentlemen in the country and overseas. I'm Chandra Lekamgi. Today is 8th June 2023. Sure, I want to say, first of all, uh, my first political speech was held on last month of May 7th, 2023, by English and Sinhalese language. After that, 2 weeks ago, again, uh, held on political speech by English and Sinhalese language. Actually, that two speeches were very successful and very useful to our country people. So many people uh, called me and they told me that well explained, actually. So now, actually, that I take this opportunity to thanks for all of them, first of all. Then I want to say that I don't like to too much publicity. That is my opinion. But however, my target is that convey to the message that present government, because normally, according to that, this country economic crisis, government is going wrong track sometimes. So we need to put to the correct track. That's my opinion. So then that's why I dedicate my all the time to at the moment to this, and I am using my maximum knowledge for this one, right? Because you know that this one is adversely affect to our future generation. I also have daughters and sons. You also have daughters and sons. That every this situation, the government activities directly affect to our future generation. So we must protect our country first of all. That's why I interfere this and using this channel for convey to the message to the present government and president. Uh, Another thing I want to say that when these two political speeches, there are some criticisms for me at the moment, right? One is I want to say that government minister, and there are some oppositions told that peoples are foiling by me. They said that peoples are foiling by me. Actually, I want to say that they are misunderstood, because I don't want to foil them. Right? The peoples are at the moment in massive financial burden and economic heat. These days are they are feeling. So that's why they are that peoples are react at the moment. So they are misunderstood. That foolish guys are said, I don't vote for you. Another criticism for me, they said that I am going to earn dollar from this YouTube channel. Actually, that also I need to give a that answer regarding that one. I don't want to earn this sector, right? Because I have a good academic background, right? At the moment, I have a company, my business. At the moment, interruption because I am waiting a bank loan. Anyhow, if I need money, I can obtain from so many friends and relations in this country, island-wide, as well as the abroad. So I don't want to earn this dollars from this one. I am very frustrated that unusual the criticisms uh, received by me doesn't matter anybody. Nobody can't stop my journey, right? Okay. Now, first of all, I want to give the priority to these days. There is a dispute with people's and present government regarding the IMF loan scheme. Now, I am coming to that one. Uh, so there is a documentary evidence for that statement. International Monetary Fund. This is a statement issued by 2023 March 20th. That is the IMF press officer Hin Yan. He has press released this one spokesman. According to this IMF statement, it has mentioned like this one. I want to mention that some essential conditions they gave us Sri Lankan, our country. So I need to mention that some main facts about. Can you listen to me? The objective of the EFF fund. EF means IMF Executive Board approves US dollars 3 billion under the new extended fund facility. That is the EFF, extended fund facility arrangement for Sri Lanka. Right? It has mentioned that like these conditions, the normally common conditions they have given us, the objective of the EFF supported program are to be restored the macroeconomic stability. That is our normally macro and micro. Our economic totally can be divided into two, macro and micro. Normally that macroeconomic is the economic monetary everything treasury and our receiving administration monetary funds of fiscal policies included this macroeconomic, right? You must understand that economic side, basic economic theories, macroeconomic stability. We should keep a stability of the economy and debt sustainability, that also repayment ability they are considering about that, safeguarding financial stability also, and stepping up structural reforms to unlock the Sri Lankan growth. They at the moment already locked that since 2 3 years after the COVID, and our economic and our country already shut down. Uh, I think during 1 year. So after that, they need that Sri Lanka's growth of potential. All program measures are mindful of the need to protect the most vulnerable and improving governments. That is the risky areas they are considering about that. We need to out of these difficulties they are expecting, right? Then Washington DC, the executive board of the International Monetary Fund (IMF) approved by the today 48 months. That is the loan period. 48 months means 4 years. This is the board decision of the IMF director board. That no doubt about that our Sri Lankan and overseas brothers and sisters, we already entitled to and we included to now interfere to now IMF loan scheme. That means in the future time we are doing according to the IMF rules, regulations, conditions. Every time we will be meet this with coordinate with IMF, right? You must understand this position. And after that, they also released that one installment. That is first installment about US dollars 330 million US dollars. That is our first installment. After that, this one I don't know. There's still not. We don't know how to explain this one. Now we are in month of June. This one released 27th March. So after that, they will consider next installment fulfill this according to these conditions, right? Now there's according to this statement, these the very essential economic indications they have given us and to the world and IMF, and we must everybody Sri Lankan and overseas everybody know about this economic indication. These are very essential to going next year this month. How about our economic situation in each year? These are the indication from 2019 up to 2026. Now we are in 2023. Another 3 years they already projected that statistics indication of the economic indication, right? Then I will point out that major effect, that means major points for effect to the directly to our economic crisis and economic development of the country. One is real GDP. This is the actual GDP. GDP means gross domestic product. That is our total Sri Lankan service, then production, that agriculture sector and service sector. Both are factory sector. Altogether, GDP. And that growth means economic growth. That is indicated that 2022 previous year minus 8.7. That is everybody know that, no doubt. Never we didn't go to minus, but there is a reasonable reason. There was a reasonable reason for that. COVID came, deeply economic crisis. Previous government, not previous, present government activities directly affect to this one. Everything I explained that last month, my political speech, how to create it, right? Who are the responsible? Everything I explained. Now we came to that 2023, this year. This year it should be, might be a 3% minus. That means minus 8. We are coming to progress. Still coming from minus 3. Only the 5 percentage coming up 3. Now I am telling that it is not sufficient, right? So we have a big mountain like debts. We have to repay the debts, right? How are we going to pay without generate any money in country, without generate any income in country? Eh? How we are going to pay this? That is the problem. Next one is our savings. This is a very essential fact that Sri Lankan development, when we are going to development country, savings and investment. That is very essential. At the moment, what has happened? Our savings can be divided into two: private savings and government savings. Altogether, national savings, right? So, thing is, problem national savings 2022 percentage of 24.8. Now 23, 26. That means only 2 will be increased. So no materiality progress taken by the savings side, right? Because you know that bank, commercial bank. That day also I want to central bank governor, please consider about the commercial bank activities that is directly affect to the economic stability. That day also I told, I don't like to say it 2 3 times. If the intelligent persons, they must listen, and what we are going to tell, don't say about the criticism always. Don't uh, tell about the criticism, just you listen. Intelligence means that's right. Intelligent politicians, right? Carefully listen, and if they are taking some facts, because sometimes these are not useful, but anybody, there's a small fact also there should be, you try to catch out, right? Because I love my country. This is my, I am using my knowledge to country. If you want this one, you catch it. Doesn't matter. I am telling that this is the effect. No commercial bank savings our customers. These days we are not going to deposit. That minus we are taking from loan also not taking. You know that interest rate 30%, right? Recently that bank has reduced only that central bank interest rate, right? I know that last week. It's not materiality. That are a long term economic strategies you are using, right? Later I will explain that also. Now thing is, now according to the statistics, national savings 24.8 2020, 26 2023, 24 also 28. That means 2, right? Only 2 increase. That also we can't tell exactly. These are the projections, but we can take an idea. This country situation. This is a very riskable situation. I am telling to present government, responsible ministers, and the president. because he has only the mind of 2002 to 48, right? I don't know, 60 years, 70 people, they are in struggling, right? They are maybe a lunatic sometimes because how they are not living in 2048, no? Then next one is revenue and grants. Revenue and grants, that is mainly government revenues and grants, loans, right? Uh, 2020 increase revenue 8.5 because that VAT has increased, no? Earlier 8%, after that became to 15%. That no doubt about that, revenue has increased. But unfortunately, 2023 only 11, only 3% increase. That also I don't think that at the moment reduce this quarter revenue according to the estimate 13, and 2025 14 increase percentage, okay. 2026 15%. So how we are manage that expenses? Hmm? This one is enough, I think, in that person government. Government says directly, minister said, no options, no alternatives, right? If you come and do it, when we are saying like that, one oppositions too, you come and do it. We they are not coming there. People already given the franchise to present government, right? You show it your colors. If you are unable to do the works, president, I am directly emphasize to the president. You think and carefully. Sometimes they are taking publicity decisions. I am not taking publicity decision. This is not a publicity decision. This is the compulsory decision for at the moment. Sri Lanka. People are waiting. They are in massive financial burden, economic heat, expenditure. 2022 8.9, and 2023 19, and 2024 also 19, 2025 also 19, and same 2026 also 19. What is this? Everybody can, and revenue also can't increase, expenditure also unable to reduce the present government expenditure. Why can't reduce that expenditure? There are so many unnecessary expenses have done those period. 2000 you examine that, analyze that expenses accounts, right? Why? Understand, my dear people, this is a terrible situation, right? But I am not going to foil, right? Just I am informed to, I am convey the message to people, think intelligently, right? Then public debt, what had happened 2022, 128%. That means our GDP is 100, loan amount repayment 120, total loans. How can we bear that one? Over income over loans. Normally, that company we can take solvency. You know that? Liabilities over assets. Like this one. That is a government balance sheet. Net result. So, how we are going to pay the disbursement of the loans, foreign and local? Coming by coming, now we have received 4 loans this quarter from 2002. That also add to loan. Now you know that current loan amount, foreign debt amount, 45 US dollars billion. 2020 December 43. Now 2 billion add to total loans. That's why I am telling to president and present government, the all the loans will go into our future generation. Think how they are paying. Next one in exports. Exports 2022 13,106 billion, right? 2023 this year 13,660. You know that another few moments I will explain that this quarter, January, February. Now I am going to tell that this year you must, uh, there are so many sectors coming to the government, right? Right? You stay, one day we will audit everything, right? You increase your workload. That day also I told you this, right? Exports 30, 30 only, 14 2024, 15 2025, 16 only up to 2026, 16. That is it, 2000 billion only increase during the 3 years. This is the oriented export economy, right? At least I am telling one point, that if we can start at, actually start initially, we can start for development of a local economic, right? Production and factories and whatever that village areas. So we can safeguard, right? We can take some portion locally. No need to spend the dollars for imports, right? Government never doing this. I don't know what they are doing. Imports also increasing only. Imports are increasing 21, 22, 23. That was right. These are the statistics, that essential statistics in the next coming 3 years. Now think about, this progress is enough. I am telling to President and President government. If it is enough, no problem. But thing is, our debts remain same, and I will explain another, that next time. Right? That's right. Then another thing, that IMF, right? The government has planned to obtain so many loans during this year, right? That is a very terrible thing. Always taking loans. I don't know where to invest these loans, right? No income generated by when they are taking loan. Previous transaction, previous years, yeah, we had a good example, right? Now they have estimated that they have planned for obtained from IMF 8.4 million. This one is a 3 billion already approved. That another 5 billion they will expect to obtain from IMF, right? World Bank 1.5, ADB Asian Development Bank 3 billion. Altogether 13, 14 billion they are expecting from loan. Doesn't matter. Take loans, but you plan to how to repay, right? Don't give to future generation risk, right? Economic risk, right? There is a sure another economic crisis will come next coming 2 years. I say, right? Because only the government purpose is obtaining loans, right? That's why I am telling. Now this one, next one is the that regarding that loans. These are very main factor is adversely affect to our economic crisis, created an economic crisis according to the loans. And this one I want to say another thing, foreign financial disbursement 2022, that means loan prepayment during the 2020. The majority of the disbursement recorded by in 2020 were from the loan agreements with India. Total loan amount, the total foreign financial disbursement made during the period of 1st January to December, amount US dollars 3,260.2 million. That means 2.6 billion we have paid to loans, repayments, disbursement, right? Now, thing is, the majority of the Indians, because always we are taking from obtained from credit line, and these are the breakups for that 2,326 million US dollars. India, we already paid that 875, China 65 million, Japan 75 million, France 35 million, Netherlands 44, 24, altogether around 80 creditors here. Altogether, we already total amount 2020. So we can take idea. These the whole the year, that not enough. 2.3 not enough, right? We have a 45, 43 billion at that time, US dollar, right? These are delay, we come to the future generation, right? Another thing that 2023, I got the statistics from that cabinet. This one you listen. There's a statement made by that spokesman, that cabinet spokesman, Bandula Gunawardena, minister said, uh, February 21st, 2023, Sri Lanka will have to repay foreign debt 2,609 million US dollars. That means 2.6 million billion for the 6th month. That means this now this we are in 6 June, end of the June 2023, we have to pay 2.6 billion. I don't know how amount at the moment we already paid this amount. I don't know. No details not given by the government spokesman. It has mentioned further to multilateral lenders despite a suspension. Yeah, suspend, always suspend, delay, right? In payments, cabinet spokesman Bandula Gunadana said, right? 2,609. Please, I kindly request to government give the details. What is the position of this loan amount? This 6 month, end of this June. We are awaiting. People are awaiting. How did you pay this at least portion or not paid? No, what is the outstanding? Why didn't pay? How did pay that one? So we need, right, because that time 2.7 billion US dollars December 31st, that month of May 31st indicated that central bank reserve for dollars reserve, right? Now second one, uh, now these time I told that whole the year, now these are 2023. Now previous transaction we neglect at the moment temporarily. Now we need to talk about this year. Now first quarter we already finished last month of April, 2 months ago. So these are the performance of our external performance, right? That means we are doing the transactions with foreign. These are the external performance. First one is exports. Exports 2023 first quarter 1037 US dollars million. 1037, right? According to the previous 2022 quarter, 1050, right? That is a normal, uh, deeply that economic crisis created year. That also we had shown 1058, but unfortunately reduced 21%, right? 21 million reduced. Exports fallen, 9% fallen, right? Understood? This is the actual happen. That day I told you we pick up this everything, every sector in the earning from dollars from foreign. We should pick up this one. Didn't do. What had happened? What has happened now? Export produce 9% fallen this quarter, right? Imports 2023 first this quarter 1450. 2020 imports already increased that 1890, 316 million. Because of that, import restrictions came this quarter, that effect, that's why reduced that import. That also adversely affect to our Sri Lankan poor people. They need that essential item for eggs, for example. Now today I heard the news said that from import from Netherlands eggs. eh, Just now they came to mind that now 2 months we wait for without eat eggs. Now they already decide. I don't know what they are, that tube lights. Huh? present government tube lines, right? Then tourist income 530 2023 and 2022 482, right? That one, and CBC foreign resources and for workers remittance little increase. Now totally I am saying that this increase not sufficient to go to development country. 2048 okay, that president's dream is okay, like this statistics increase and little that he will okay, right? Don't think about, no, he will okay. Then next one, uh, the I want to say that that present government since 2022 2021 from November, right? CBS, central bank reserves not increased at least 2 billion, below 2 billion. Unfortunately, right? What what had happened that those period, the government failed. They have failed to at least increase over 2 billion reserve dollars in central bank, right? 2022 December also indicated that balance was 1.8. Very sad situation and very bad government. No action during period. They are unable to increase above 2 billion, right? On below 2 billion from 12 months, right? That is the government activities those period, right? Then this one is, now I told you that I am speaking behalf of my people. I always getting statistics this present year, current year. This is the loan received from this first quarter, January, February, March, April, May. 5 months gone now. These are the published loan receivables, right? I don't know whether inside or whatever, without, because according to the Information Act, the government should shown every whatever transparency of the transaction in the government treasury, right? This one I got that IMF loan received US dollars 33 330 million March 25th, right? This year. Next one is ADB, Asian Development Bank loan received 28 May, last month 28 May, US dollars million 350, right? Swap facility, People's Bank from China, US dollars billion 1.4, right? March, month of March, right? There's a long-term loans indicated that amount million US dollars million 82, January to March. Local borrowings, they are for I think deficit of the every month financing, that expenses, income over expenses, they are borrowing from treasury bills. And not only the, we need, I will tell, treasury bills and bonds US dollars million 127 this quarter, right? Now I am emphasized to government and president, please give us this all the details, term and there's a long term loan, term and condition we need, to whom we obtain this loan, right? What is the plan, what are the expenses I have done from this US dollars 333 IMF loan, that is now 3 months gone, we don't have any details. Government also didn't tell anything about that, not given the breakup of this loan, right? People are waiting, right? You don't know the those period 3 decades. Eh? There are so many presidents and that governments control it, right? Unfortunately, that no transparency, right? Cheating, fallen, everything. Not went to the uh, court, right? Unable to submit the documentary evidence. Now this year you can't do that one. Everything we have, right? Give us this detail. But what the going to do this one, this loans, and what to have expenses this one, right? Next one is that IMF need following areas to fulfill the release next install. They have given some condition. If we fulfill these conditions, they will release installment. Otherwise, we can't accept that, because that according to the agreement, what I told that first statement, they did not release that next one. One is debt sustainability, building of foreign reserves, price stability, exchange rate flexibility, financial sector stability, addressing the country's corruption and vulnerability. These are the main factors. That is the challenge of government. Try to win these challenges. I don't. We don't know, right? Next one is Sri Lanka lost over 50 million kilogram tea exports during that last year, right? The breakup is Russia 4 million we lost. We are unable to export as a result, right? Turkey 15 million, China 3, Chile 2, right? So if we are unable to supply this number of kilograms tea, what will happen? Our order cancel. There is a risk in the future time. These days, there is a very terrible situation in the university sector. That's also I want to indicate that statistics, what has happened to universities, right? This is the statement I got, that approved CADA in university academic 8,500. CADA means staff, professional staff, university staff. Estimated 8,500, but 6,700 professional senior lecturers is now 6,700. There's a big shortage, right? I will give that breakup of each university. That is a very essential at the moment. People must know about that. There are so many vacancies. Why? What is the reason? So many lectures already went to the abroad, right? Otherwise, they not attend to the lectures because they have a financial problems. They also burden in financial, massive financial burden, right? One is Peradina University, 257 staff shortages, right? Moratuva 227, Javardhanapura 209, Colombo 164, Jaffna and Roon 137, 140, 52. Then, according to the budget, normally allocating for higher studies, I don't know. Budget activities, I don't know. That budget also functioning, no, we don't know whether. Anyhow, I will kindly request, please fulfill these vacancies. Otherwise, what will happen to our university students, right? Now, next one is uh, the health sector. The health sector has lost dozens of doctors, right? At the moment, everybody went to abroad. Electricity board, 80 engineers missing, went to the abroad, right? The everybody that knowledgeable peoples are going brain drain. What will happen? Foolish men are saved in this country after that. Net result, right? When we are going to development country, there is a essential our higher educated people, professions, higher professions must understand, especially for president. I am requesting. This is a terrible situation. Brain drain, right? Next something I want to indicate that the 2020 year very high expensive reflected in the record into the government accounts. But unfortunately, I got the point. One is welfare expenditures. That means our welfare. What are the main welfare expenditures? That health and nutrition and education. See what had happened that last year and this year. Health and nutrition 2021, right? before 2 years, 96,148 expenses have done by the government. 2022, 51,827. Very bad. And healthcare sector is essential, right? Right? There's a big difference. Reduce the payment for healthcare, allocate the money, poor allocate the money to healthcare sector. Even the education sector, see 12,393 in 2021, 2022, 10,132, right? 2,000, right? 2,000 million difference, right? Why? Why? What is the revenge of this uh, children of school educated, right? And university. I don't know what is the reason. What's the going? What they are doing? Present government, right? Next one is I want to mainly point out that President, first of all June, right? There was a speech held by the president. This one I want to tell that to my country innocent people. They mentioned that they have a he has a roadmap, right? Included four towers, right? With four towers, development areas. Now I am telling to president that regarding that four towers, actually that is not relevant to our poor innocent peoples, not a solution for poor people's progress and out of this financial difficulty. Not mention any tower. So these are the macroeconomic policies continued by the president's policies. 2000 he target that for 2048 macroeconomic policies. At the moment, I am telling that in the present country now country in financial crisis. First of all, we conclude that right out of these difficulties we must come to that take one same position in earlier 2020. First of all, priority must given that people's burden in financial problem. We need to solve this first of all, my dear. Who is the president? That uh, please, can you kindly consider about the people's now starvation, uh, awaiting some benefits, end of the month utility bills, right? So many. uh, Some are taking loans, unbearable loans at the moment because they can't manage the expenses every month, right? The companies, so many companies are closed at the moment, right? They are unable to continue that companies. There's some what kind of that this job losses 600,000 at the moment, job losers in country, losses in the country, right? So these are the first of all recovery of this economic crisis, right? Please, I am telling to president because that those days when he was in opposition, eh, they came to the home, he came to the home, and he came to the hotels and always says, I am first of all stomach problem. People's solution is they must he must give that he introduce he always said that people's stomach regarding, but at the moment he neglect. I'm very frustrated in this situation. Next one is uh, this is the very sad news for Sri Lankan people, right? Sri Lanka also included to the most sad countries in the world. According to the statistics, 15 countries in sad countries in the world. We are in 11th. Very bad news. Government should take responsibility this one, right? Another one is 2023 March, Samurdhi beneficiaries have increased rapidly. Normally that 1.6 million Samurdhi beneficiaries. After that, in addition, 1.1 11 lakhs applied for Samurdhi. What is the point? We should take this. Huh? Poor people's are increased, right? I want to tell that regarding the Central Bank of Sri Lanka directed to the governor, I am going to tell that this government, central bank policies, I can request please carefully examine all the previous exist policies. It's not suitable to present in the country and commercial economic stability. Adversely affect to the economic country. They must take a responsibility. That also main failure in the economic crisis created like this economic crisis, central bank activities and policies. Please carefully examine all the policies and try to amend, and some all policies not unsuitable policies abolish, and discuss it, officers and everything, chartered accountants and responsible. There are so many doctors that lectures like that, and who are the that master degrees. So deeply discuss it regarding this financial situation. This is a terrible situation. The central bank activity is very essential, and policies, right? For example, SOE losses companies, state-owned enterprises loss. There are so many losses companies in the state SOE. That is, central bank should give a restriction, right? They must steady and strict control bring for the SOEs, right? For example, what has happened to that last year SOEs, mainly losses gained from that accounting period last year. Sri Lankan Airlines 70 billion, Ceylon Petroleum Corporation 615 billion, Electricity Board 272 billion, right? These are the losses gained from last year. That's why I'm telling that this the reason is that inside internal control, poor internal control, inefficiency administration. I will tell. So, but suddenly they are going to solve it. That according to the IMF regulation. I don't know in the future time. There's a dispute. So many disputes with IMF and people and government, like a triangle, right? So many problems will create, right? According to the my knowledge and according to the my vision, right? Terrible situation, right? Uh, Finally, I want to tell at this. I am going to conclusion my speech, and these all are the in the kindly. We are awaiting from government reactions. Lot of programs going to introduce this month. Assessment. I don't know. Still, the today is 8 June. First week gone. Right. There are so many. We are awaiting from loan receivables how to expense. Government must take every responsibilities at the moment. Then finally, I wish them all country people to reach better environment to continue their life as soon as, right. uh, have a nice day.